I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, it is currently 4 in the morning for me, so I'm sorry if I'm not about to be like screaming like crazy or anything, but we just got a crazy tweet almost out of nowhere. I don't want to say this is like fully unexpected, but Khanada tweeted out, Khanada x Boltz x Sphinx FNCS landing hopeful heights, time to make something happen. And so yes, first of all, that does mean that Cooper, Vadeal, and Sphinx are officially no longer together. Khanada has left Gmoney and Osid, the trio that he has been slowly building chemistry with over the past 3 weeks, and Boltz also decided to leave Rapid and Japko, a team he just got 3rd place with in the Trio Cash Cup finals 2 weeks ago. It would kind of be an understatement if I said we had a lot to talk about in today's video, but please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as I have literally just woken up straight from bed to make this video for you guys. So if you guys want to support the channel, please subscribe and use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Follow the Twitch, link in the description down below, because I'm going to be ranking the top 10 trios on stream later today. Let's get into this video by talking about the span of events that led to this happening. All right, so we had to go through a little bit of a rabbit hole to get to the original tweet at 11:23 for me, which was about 5 hours ago from now, saying looking for trio by Cooper. And we saw people like Miro reply with a bunch of things, and everybody was pretty shocked because this team, if you remember it, going into grand finals last season, they were widely considered to be the 2nd best trio on all of NA. They ended up finishing 4th place in grand finals, which was a little bit of a disappointment to some people. And then going into this season, Vadeal was in EU for the beginning of it, so I did even say myself that I wouldn't be too surprised if they had a slow start to the season, and that is exactly what it has been. Now, in the 4 trio cash cups that these guys played together this season, they got 13th, 3rd, 8th, and 31st. And for a trio that wanted to qualify for LAN, that was just not going to cut it. I think after this recent performance as well, when they were landing at Seaport City and they ended up getting 4-0'd off spawn by Booga, Threats, and Craze, leading to them almost placing dead last in the cash cup, was really a major factor that led to the eventual split up of this trio. Do I think this team was still a top 5 team on NA? That was really debatable, and now with all of the team swaps, it's even harder to say. I still think that this trio 100% had the real possibility, the real chance to be able to qualify to land together literally as soon as this season. So I don't necessarily want to say that this split up was like the biggest surprise in the world, but it was definitely not one of the main trios that I expected to split up, especially since we all do know that Vadeal was literally just on EU 2 seasons ago at this point. I think kind of the sad part about these guys splitting up is all 3 of these guys kind of saved each other's like trio careers almost, because if you guys remember, Vadeal literally couldn't find any teammate options on EU. Cooper was literally filling in for clicks for a cash cup because he couldn't find anybody, and Sphinx also had no like super good tier 1 options as well. So these guys ended up all just forming together. Vadeal ended up moving to NA. They made so much IRL content with Vadeal and Cooper. They seem to have almost the most fun out of any trio that like we got to see on stream play with each other, and like genuinely seem to enjoy playing together. But when you see Peterbot win a cash cup by over 200 points, that can only really do so much to your mental, and especially when you're just getting clowned for losing to Booga off spawn week after week, not being able to claim a drop spot when they were losing to Acorn in week 1. I don't have 100% confirmation on who ended up dropping who from this trio, but I'm guessing that Sphinx was the one that decided to split up with Vadeal and Cooper, since he was the one that ended up actually finding a trio first before them, and it is coming from 2 other players that already had established trios as well that we will talk about in a little bit. So if I just had to make the assumption, I am going to probably guess that Sphinx was the one that made this decision to split up. Now let's talk about where that is actually going to leave Cooper and Vadeal. So for Cooper right now, I honestly have no clue. I think his main current like #1 option would probably be joining Rapid and Japko, but I don't even know if those guys are going to stick together. That is a whole nother conversation. But his best options right now are probably Rapid and Japko, since Boltz left them, and then he'll just fill in over there. You guys can be the judge in the comment section down below if you guys think that is an upgrade for Rapid and Japko. If you do think Cooper is currently a better player than Boltz, I think Boltz's potential is obviously a lot higher than Cooper's, but as of right now, just as an individual player to player basis, I don't think they are too far apart from each other. Next up, let's talk about what Vadeal tweeted. So basically, Vadeal just tweeted out, bro, I'm chilling like what? And then somebody responded and he said, bullied by Booga at Seaport, Sphinx left you, NA isn't for you, EU guys, time to leave. And then Vadeal just responded, Booga will place worse when uncon, and then I can finally see my mother again. finally I leave. We also saw him respond to another tweet about someone talking about his weight, but the thing that was important there to me is he said, I can finally play with my Pookie again, and a lot of people are assuming that is Rezon. We know Rezon has been struggling to find trio options recently, and Rezon and Vadeal obviously already have so much chemistry together. This is kind of just a match made in heaven to end up playing with each other again, as Vadeal does seem to want to go back to EU now, and who better to play with besides Rezon? I know I probably shouldn't be the one to say this, but hey, Mr. Savage, if you ever want to come back, man, we already know Rezon wanted to play with you. Vadeal also wanted to play with you as well. That would be a super fun content and just like still a pretty good trio as well. Mr. Savage, Vadeal, and Rezon. I doubt that he's gonna come back, but I'm just throwing the potential ideas out there. Let's get on to the actual official trio though, the trio of Khanada, Boltz, and Sphinx. Now, what I actually think about this trio, I tweeted out, I kind of just responded with the I like it thing. These are just like my first thoughts on this trio, so I don't have like my full 100% opinion on them yet, and obviously we haven't even seen them play a single tournament together, but it looks like they are landing at hopeful heights. And if we're just going by a player to player basis, I said this on my stream earlier when I was watching the solo Cash Cup finals, Khanada has looked like a top 5 player on the region this season. Max Nada, Durag Nada, whatever you want to call him, he has been absolutely primed up, looking so insane. We saw Khanada play with Boltz and Rapid literally last season, and I was a little bit surprised that Khanada ended up going back to them because he said he was never going to play with Boltz and Rapid again. But the main reason because of that was simply because of the fact that Boltz was obviously not grinding at all, doing meme coins and everything like that. But this season, Boltz has honestly put the meme coins down and picked up the keyboard again, and he has been full grinding. We saw it when they placed 3rd place in the Trio Cash Cup finals with Japko and Rapid, that Boltz really does still have some of the highest potential in this whole game. And Sphinx and Khanada are such huge grinders that if Boltz is actually going to be grinding, then I think this trio does have real top 3 potential in grand finals. Are they better than a team of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual? No. Are they better than a team of Acorn, Agers, and Agers? I would have to say probably not, but I think they can compete for the level of a trio that is like a Clix, Yamzo, and Higgs. It is just going to really depend on their real fragging ability. Also, Khanada was playing as the IGL when he was with Gmoney and OSID. I'm guessing he's just going to go back to support Nada now, and then Sphinx is going to fully IGL them. Boltz is going to be the main fragger, and then Khanada can play secondary fragger / support. I like this role a lot better for Khanada. I think he is still one of the best fighters in the whole game, whether or not people want to give him credit for it. And I did like the experiment of him trying to IGL some more underrated players and like really bring them up, and we saw the progression that they had with each other. But at the end of the day, if you're telling Khanada that he has the option to play with Boltz and Sphinx, he's going to pick that 10 times out of 10 over Gmoney and OSID, with all respect to them. Now that we have talked about kind of the main players in this, we still have a lot of other people that are now going to be looking for a trio on both NA and most likely EU as well. Starting off with for Rapid and Japko, if they don't end up picking up Cooper, I don't even know who their main option could be. I feel like Japko is still a very sought after player in the trio market, and if you realize his options are not that crazy with Rapid, he might end up leaving him to go and find another trio and cause a whole nother snakening there. But I do still believe in this current moment that the best option for them is to just pick up Cooper to fill in the Boltz role. For what Gmoney and OSID are going to do, I literally have no clue. I think Khanada was 100% going to be the only tier 1 option they were actually going to get. Hopefully they were able to learn a lot from playing with him though, and we do still see the progression of these players over time now. It is 4 in the morning for me right now though, so cut me some slack if I'm forgetting anything. I think some of the other things I wanted to talk about is maybe the potential that Muzz and Rise want to maybe drop Curly to pick up somebody like Cooper or maybe Gmoney, or even potentially play with Japko again. But they have been really successful since they started playing with Curly, so I doubt that is going to happen, but you really never know with these Fortnite pros. I hit up Curly and asked if he has heard anything from Muzz and Rise yet, and he said he has not gotten a DM yet, so it looks like he is potentially safe. I mean, this also means that Booga is now going to be uncontested at Seaport City though, so I'm very excited what him, Craze, and Threats are going to be able to do with a fully uncontested drop. Vadeal, like I showed earlier in the tweet, said that they are going to do worse with an uncon drop, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how things go for this trio. We will probably know who all of their official teams are, most likely by the time that the Eval Cup starts tomorrow now, by the time you guys are seeing this video, I guess. And you already know, I would try to be the first person to update you guys on all of this stuff, so please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. If I forgot anything, I'll make sure to pin it in the comment section down below. YouTube says to enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitch if you guys want to watch any of my tournament streams with me, and also follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKDogs. Keep up to to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.